Unconscious bias, the hidden tendencies in the brain. We can be blind to the obvious, and we are also blind to our blindness. The human brain is powerful but prone to error. We all come with a collection of hidden tendencies or faulty ways of thinking that are hardwired into our brains. This is unconscious bias. It is important to understand common bias and your personal pitfalls in order to get the most out of your thinking and decision making. Cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that occurs in processing and interpreting information in the world in ways that distort decisions and judgments. It is often a result of your brain trying to simplify the narrative, or memory, how you remember contextual information, or attention, limited resources to pay attention to important or connected information around the issue or problem, or even brain preferences of how ideas are formed and the level of risk we are comfortable with in generating those ideas. Your rapid, unconscious biases, intuitions, and emotions are also your brain's shortcut to rapidly determine real-time threats and rewards. As such, it is important to note that not all bias is bad. Shortcuts keep us safe. If you're walking in a dark alley, for example, and you spot a shadow, a bias might lead you to assume that it is a mugger, and your brain directs you to get out of the alley as quickly as possible. The dark shadow may have been just a shadow, but we rely on the mental shortcuts like this to get us out of danger quickly. This primitive design, however, is less helpful in modern context. So the takeaway about biases is that they are running your possibility thinking show. Let's briefly consider two influential views that highlight the diverse impact of non-conscious biases on our daily lives. Kahneman and Tversky, as outlined in the book Thinking Fast and Slow, transformed the understanding of the way bias impacts the way we make decisions, how pervasive the influence of our unconscious biases are, how we evaluate risk, make predictions, memorize events, and make judgments that all influence all of our decisions. For example, that you trust or distrust strangers without knowing why. You feel that an enterprise is bound to succeed without analyzing it. Yet we are prone to overestimate how much we understand about the world. Leonard Mlodinow, in his book Subliminal, describes the breadth of bias impact to include almost everything we do: who we marry, how we interact with friends and colleagues, who we vote for, how we handle money. Even what we think we remember about our past is largely driven by the mind's subliminal, unconscious processes and not by our conscious awareness, as we have long believed. As a result, many of our most basic assumptions about ourselves and society are false. We perceive, we remember our experiences, we make judgments, and we act. And in all of these endeavors, we are influenced by factors we aren't aware of. The moral is, don't believe everything you think. There are literally over 100 biases, But let's explore 3 common examples of how bias can specifically target and undermine possibility thinking. Confirmation bias, possibly the most pervasive and damaging to possibility thinking, that we favor or look for evidence to confirm what we already think or suspect. The effect: we will unconsciously overlook information that challenges our point of view or presents new possibility. Loss aversion. Our reaction to losses is stronger than our reaction to gains. The effect: we can avoid roads less traveled or hold on to an idea longer than we should rather than adapting to feedback. And ambiguity. We go with an outcome that is more known, more comfortable, safe. The effect: we find or move towards familiar ideas or small, incremental, safe directions. It is okay to stand on the shoulders of giants, but this bias can hold us back when it is novelty or new possibility or directions that we seek. Like with many things in our brain, awareness equals choice. While bias has huge, in-the-moment impact, it can be overridden or corrected by raising our awareness in a more conscious, rational decision-making. With awareness, we can spot bias in action and challenge ourselves and others to not fall prey to these fallacies of thinking. In time, we can also develop habits of mind. We call these possibility mindsets, and they help us rewire our thinking to sidestep bias when it is possibility we seek. No matter your approach, know that understanding and awareness of bias and intention to challenge bias when you see it is the starting point to grow authentic possibility thinking.